Hello everyone and welcome to Mountain Lake Journal. I'm Tom Halleck. We begin this week with the sad news of the passing of Dr. Vladimir Munk, a longtime distinguished professor here at SUNY Plattsburgh and Holocaust survivor.
Here you go, my friend. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It was just 3 weeks ago the New York State Department of Education and Board of Regents honored Vladimir with an award recognizing his many years as a teacher, and then those as a volunteer with his late wife Kitty, visiting classrooms and community groups, teaching generations of school kids and many others about the Holocaust, sharing their stories of how they survived the Nazi concentration camps during World War II.
Dr. Munk would bring forth artifacts from his time in the concentration camps, including a yellow star, allowing students to bear witness and even touch the tattoo forced upon him during his internment at Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration and extermination camp.
The Board of Regents honored Dr. Munk with the Louis Yavner Award that's given to teachers and individuals who have made outstanding contributions to education about the Holocaust and mass genocide that took place during World War II. He was presented the award by Assemblyman Billy Jones during a ceremony on September 12th at the Lake Forest Senior Living Community in Plattsburgh, where Dr. Munk has lived for the past several years. Last weekend, Vladimir's sons announced their father's passing on social media. We sat down with both of his sons, Paul and Peter, this week. What about your dad's life? All that he endured and then accomplished. What are you most proud of?
But what I always admired about my father is that he never took half measures. Like he committed himself, okay? Whether it was to science, whether it was to a totally foreign environment, teaching in a foreign language. Eventually he, mastered it in due course and became, I think he was given a Chancellor's Award in teaching and was quite respected. He came through this experience of Auschwitz. And not only didn't crush him, but it propelled him to achieve and to overcome. And I think that's what I admire most.
Your dad was honored 3 weeks ago by the New York State Department of Education, given the Louis Yavner Award for all that he and your mom did to educate so many students about the Holocaust. You must be so proud of what they did for so many years.
Yes, I think it was very important. It was came as a surprise initially because when we were growing up, the conversation never was about their camp experience. We certainly knew that we were Jewish, but we grew up in a very secular household, as I think most Czech Jews did at the time, right? And since it was not a topic of conversation, we would learn bits and pieces here and there as time went on. But it really wasn't until his retirement and Schindler's List, the film that came out, that again he threw himself fully behind the Shoah project and educating others. And he thought it was extremely important to make sure that people knew that it happened and that he could do whatever he could so it wouldn't happen again. He was very clear about that.
And I think, is that one of the reasons he agreed to do the documentary? He agreed to have his story told because he wants to keep it?
I think that was one of the reasons. The other one was that most of his family died there. And he mentions it in a film, in a sort of a sideline, where he says, for me, this is like going to a cemetery. This is these families went on for generations, and most of them, except for the few exceptions that were murdered in Lodz or Treblinka, they ended up in Auschwitz in a gas chamber. So that was the destiny of most Czech Jews during the Second World War.
I think the closure part of this was important to him, and when the opportunity came to go, and he was, still feeling up to it, he decided, and that was that. Right?
He was 95.
He was 95 at the time.
Did you have concerns about him
Yes.
going on the trip? And,
Yes,
and
I did.
Emotionally, how difficult it would be as well?
I had concerns, and I think I mentioned this in the documentary. I had concerns both for the physical and for the emotional impact. And in fact, I was trying to sort of discourage him when this came up, but I realized within 30 seconds that his mind was made up.
He was pretty determined to go.
So I'm glad he went. Hindsight's 20/20, right?
You understand his determination, why he wanted to go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That, of course, was the basis for the documentary, his return there and his story. That documentary is now being seen potentially by millions of people across the country. Are you proud of the film and that your father's story is being shared with so many people?
Of course, there's no doubt. I mean, he suddenly he can present his concerns and issues quite well. After all, he has experienced teaching for the past 20 years, we were proud. I know my family was very proud of him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it obviously had an emotional impact on him, but as he said before he left, this is sort of the last opportunity I have to do this, and I think the fact that it's sort of part of his legacy, and that this film actually has a platform and is seen by millions of people, is part of the legacy of who he was, and I think it's terrific. So, I'm grateful that it happened, and I'm grateful to the filmmakers that made it happen.
So am I, yeah.
For him, so many family members.
The extended family was 70-some people, right? He is the only survivor. So, enough said.